Hello aspirants, welcome to IAS Icons by Unacademy, the exclusive English channel for all those aspirants who wish to prepare for UPSC CSE in English medium. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about something really important. You must have come across this news in the newspaper. India is all set to host G20 summit in 2020. Sir, these type of articles, these type of international groupings become really important when it comes to mains. So there's an international cooperation organization or there is an international cooperation group, what is known as G20 or group of 20 nations. G20 summit, India is gonna host it next year. So this becomes important from GS paper to international relations point of view. We'll in depth, in detail understand what is this G20, what are the nations involved in it, what is the aim for this G20, when this G20 was formed, each and everything we'll understand in this lecture. Sir, such type of articles become really important for all those aspirants who aspire to be seriously, religiously preparing for this exam and who wish to qualify this exam in coming years. And apart from that, what becomes really important is you start your preparation journey with India's largest learning platform, that's Unacademy. Sir, Unacademy gives you widest choice of educators, printed comprehensive notes. You have flexibility to change your course, unlimited views on lectures, dedicated doubt solving sessions, end-to-end preparation, live mentorship. In short, anything and everything which will turn you out from an aspirant to UPSC topper, just like these people you see on screen. Tomorrow you can also be at their place, but you'll have to start your preparation with us with Unacademy. You can get guidance, mentorship. You will be getting regular classes by India's top educators, which you can see on your screen. My name is Shubham Sardhalia. I am your educator and mentor for this UPSC CSE preparation. Sir, if you want to get associated with Unacademy, we offer you various type of subscriptions. You can be the part of Plus subscription. You can be the part of Iconic subscription. Sir, these subscriptions can be availed with massive discounts if you use this code IAS Icons. Sir, remember, if you are opting for any subscription, any course on Unacademy, don't forget to use this code IES Icons, because this code is going to be really beneficial for you. For a very limited period, Unacademy is giving you 20% off on all its subscriptions. Normally you get 10% off, but for a limited brief period of time, you can avail 20% of discounts only and only if you use this code IAS Icons. So all those who wish to see them, who aspire to see themselves as UPSC, from UPSC aspirants to UPSC qualifiers as IAS, IPS officers, or as the officers in certain other services, enroll today in our subscriptions. You can also avail optional subscriptions, and for all those who are unable to pay the entire amount at once, our Unacademy is giving you 0% EMI option. You simply have to call on this number. We'll be providing you complete information, and this entire amount will be divided into easy monthly installments at no extra cost. So sir, start your preparation journey today with Unacademy's Plus subscription, Iconic subscription. Iconic subscription offers you a number of benefits. In short, sir, your preparation journey would reach up to next level and you would definitely qualify this exam with us. Sir, let's come on to the article now. Recently, Ministry of External Affairs has made this announcement that India will be hosting G20 Leaders Summit. Sir, G20 or Group of 20. Actually, Group of 20 is a group of 20 world powers, various different nations or groups, various different nations or group of nations who come together to discuss certain things for the welfare of the entire world, or at least for the welfare of member nations. So this group holds these summits on different basis. For example, certain countries would be holding it for this year, certain country would be holding the summit for the next year, and for next year, New Delhi or India has been chosen as the presidency. The 17th G20 Head of State and Government Summit will happen in November 2022. Sir, what is happening is this year in November, like in few months from now, the 17th G20 Summit will be happening. And this summit will take place in Indonesia. And after that, for the next year, this presidency will get transferred to India. And this G20 Summit for next year, 2023, will be taking place in India. So what happens here is, sir, all the member nations are given an opportunity to hold this presidency for a year. Any nation that holds the presidency is responsible for conducting this summit. Anything and everything related to that summit is being taken care of that nation. So for the next year, India will be holding the presidency and will hold this summit. Sir, India will assume this presidency of G20 for 1 year, starting from December 1, 2022 to 30th of November 2023. And during this entire course of 12 months or 365 days, India is expected to host over 200 meetings across the country. So what happens? All those member nations who are part of this group, they have certain meetings. The leaders or representatives from these nations are meeting time and again. So throughout this course of 1 year, when India will be holding the presidency, it is expected that around 200 meetings will be taking place, and this tenure of India will be starting from December this year. Now we need to understand what this G20 is. G20, if we go by the names, are simple. G20 means group of 20 nations. So G here stands for group. So group of 20 nations, it is actually an informal group. Sir, always remember this is an informal group, because at times these things become really confusing. Informal group means that it's not legally mandatory to abide by the resolutions, to abide by the things that are being decided in this G20 summit, or in this G20 group, or anything and every decision is taken on behalf of a consensus among the member nations. So what are the members, sir? It includes 19 countries and European Union. So this is important. This G20 is group, I told you it is group of nations, or it is a group of certain organizations, which is a group of, which is again a further grouping of nations. For example, 19 countries along with the European Union, this becomes total 20. That's why it is called as G20. You must have heard of something known as G7, a group of 7 countries which include Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, United States of America. These 7 nations together form G7. Then we have G8, G7 plus Russia. It forms a group known as G8. And G8 along with 12 other nations, or 11 nations and European Union, becomes G20. So we should have a pretty good idea about the member nations. Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, United States of America, Russia, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, China, European Union, India, Indonesia, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey. These are the 20 member nations of this mighty G20 group. Sir, it comprises of world's largest advanced and emerging economies, representing about two-thirds of world's population. Sir, at times we can be asked a straight direct question that what is the significance of G20? While discussing the significance of G20, we need to tell this thing that, sir, it is the largest grouping of emerging and advanced economies, because we see countries like USA, United Kingdom, which are the advanced economies, and we simultaneously we see other nations which are still emerging economies. So it is the grouping in such a way. Together, G20 countries include 60% of world's population. Sir, that's huge. 60% of world's population is being included in this G20. 80% of global GDP is included in this G20, and 75% of global trade goes through this G20 grouping. So when it comes to population, sir, 60% population is of the entire world is involved. When it comes to economy, sir, 80% of global GDP is part of this grouping. 75% of global trade is part of this grouping. So ultimately this group becomes the center, takes the center position when it comes to entire global scenarios. We should remember, and we'll have to write these points while writing our answer. What is G20? I told you, sir, G20 has presidencies. We started with this thing only, that India is to hold this presidency starting from 1st of December 2022, which will go till 30th of November 2023. So every nation gets an opportunity to hold this presidency for 1 year. And this presidency rotates annually according to a system to ensure a regional balance over time. Sir, if you see, these nations come from different parts of the world. So in order to maintain that balance, that it's not felt that entire presidencies or this entire authority is given to certain areas, certain continents. In order to ensure this fair practice, it was decided that annually it will revolve from one nation to another. Any country that holds the presidency along with two other nations, one is the previous and other is next presidency, they form something is as known as trioca. This term is very important. It always gets connected whenever somebody talks about G20. Sir, what is trioca? Trioca word, it comes from trio. Trio means three. So trioca for G20, quite possible that somebody asked you this question in your personality test also, that what do you understand by the term trioca of G20? Sir, trioca is nothing but, for example, for the year 2023, India is holding the presidency. Who was the president in 2022 and who will be holding the presidency in 2024? These three nations together will form this trioca. So it's decided well in advance that who will be forming this trioca. When it comes to current trioca, sir, Italy, Indonesia, and India. Italy was holding the presidency for the year 2021. Indonesia is holding the presidency for the year 2022, and India will be holding this uh, presidency for the year 2023. So current trioca involves Italy, Indonesia, and India. And trioca countries right now, Indonesia holds the current presidency. I told you that Indonesia holds the current presidency. The previous presidency was held by Italy, and the upcoming presidency would be held by India. On the world map, you can see almost every continent is being touched when it comes to membership for G20. So that's why this entire block, this entire group involves major portion, almost 60% of world's population. What is the significance? Like, what was the need? Sir, it offers you a forum for economic, financial, and political cooperation. Sir, we always aspire for global cooperation over all the matters. You all are UPSC aspirants. You must have read a lot about certain problems which the world is facing. For example, the most obvious problem that has come across over the years is global warming, the problem of rising temperature, the climate change. So whenever we are reading about climate change, whenever we write something on climate change, at the end, when it comes to way forward, when it comes to solutions to these problems, we always write a statement that we look for a broader global cooperation, because climate change, global warming is not something that is limited to a nation or group of nations. It is the problem for the entire world. So anything that is the problem of the entire world, we need to have global cooperation, if not from the entire world but from the major stakeholders. So that's why G20 is offering economic, financial, and political cooperation among the front runners, topmost powers of the entire world. It addresses the major global challenges and seeks to generate public policies that resolve them. Any major global challenge, be it be terrorism, be it be global warming, be it be climate change. So anything happening in the world that can be a challenge, it can be mutually resolved among these members. Because G20 is a forum, sir. In very beginning, I told you that it is an informal organization. It is a forum. So its agreements and decisions have no legal impacts, which means that if any of the member nation of this G20 is not willing to abide by the decisions, is not willing to abide by the agreements made in this G20, you cannot have legal bindings on them. Every decision is taken by consensus, and this influence can be on the policies and policies among the countries and on global cooperation. So consensus is something that is the key here. Nobody can be legally forced to abide by the decisions, abide by the agreement. Sir, G20 invites its members, countries, international partner organizations, and affinity groups. For example, in very beginning, I told you that along with these 20 member states, World Economic Forum, World Bank are also associated with this G20. So member nations are invited, international organizations, affinity groups are invited for dialogue and to build consensus, to promote certain public policies that will resolve challenges facing humanity. Ultimately, the aim is the broader good of the entire world. Peace should be maintained. Everybody is able to live a good life. There is no threat to anybody's life. There is no threat to the environment. And we all are living our lives very happily and we prosper. This is the global aim for any global groupings, and that's what G20 also aspires. So it involves all the stakeholders, including its member states and certain organizations, to make public policies, to bring consensus on public policies, which ensures the well-being of each and every individual belonging to this entire world. I hope we are clear till here. What is this G20? Uh, what is the significance for India on holding the presidency? On what basis this presidency gets transferred? These things really become important because we can expect certain questions, or we can expect the relevance of this topic while writing certain questions in our mains answer writing. Sir, if you want to master the art of answer writing, which becomes inevitable in this entire UPSC preparation, you need to enroll today in UPSC CSE mains test series by for 2023 by Unacademy. If you haven't enrolled, start today, start practicing out. Apart from that, Unacademy offers you Doubt Darbar, where thousands of learners get their doubts clear. Are you one of those? Sir, such type of articles become really important, and we at IAS Icons, the exclusive English channel by Unacademy, for all those aspirants who wish to start their preparation, who wish to carry out their preparation in entirely in English medium, you must subscribe to this channel, because such type of videos from various educators, from the top educators of the country, will be showcased here, and this all will help you boost your preparation and ultimately reaching up to your goal, finally making up to the UPSC selection list. Thank you very much. All the best. Keep working hard. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind.